Hey everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of your digestive system. You know, that complex network of organs responsible for turning your delicious pizza into, well, you. Get ready to be amazed by these 16 incredible facts that might just make you appreciate your gut a little bit more. We're talking about a journey through a 30-foot long tube, encounters with trillions of bacteria, and even a second brain you probably didn't know you had. So, buckle up, because things are about to get weird, wonderful, and maybe a little bit gross. But hey, it's all in the name of science, right? So grab your snacks, maybe not too close to the keyboard though, and let's unravel the mysteries of the digestive system together. Trust me, you won't look at your next meal the same way again. All right, let's start with a bang, or maybe a gurgle, shall we? Did you know that your digestive system, when stretched out, is about 30 feet long? Yeah, you heard that right. 30 feet. That's longer than a giraffe is tall, or about the length of a standard school bus. Think about that for a second. You're carrying around a whole school bus worth of intestines, stomach, and other digestive organs inside of you. It's kind of amazing when you think about it, and slightly terrifying. But hey, it needs all that space to do its job properly. I mean, digesting food is serious business, people. It's a complex process that involves breaking down food into tiny particles that your body can absorb and use for energy. So the next time you're feeling cramped on the subway, just remember it could be worse. You could be your digestive system trying to find some leg room in there. Let's talk about your stomach for a second. It's basically a churning, acidic chamber where food goes to get pummeled into submission. I mean, we're talking about hydrochloric acid here, the kind of stuff that can dissolve metal. So how does your stomach not digest itself in all that chaos? Well, it has a pretty ingenious defense mechanism. A super slimy superhero, if you will. Every 2 weeks, your stomach produces a brand new layer of mucus. This isn't your average run-of-the-mill mucus, though. This stuff is seriously heavy-duty, designed to withstand even the harshest of acidic onslaughts. It's like a built-in hazmat suit for your stomach lining, protecting it from the corrosive powers of its own digestive juices. And trust me, you want that mucus on your side. Because without it, your stomach would be in serious trouble, constantly at risk of dissolving itself from the inside out. So next time you're feeling grateful for your body's weird and wonderful ways, give a shout out to your stomach mucus. It's the unsung hero of digestion, bravely facing the acid onslaught so the rest of your body doesn't have to. Your stomach protects itself from its own acid bath with a mucus force field. After masticating your burrito bowl, it moves to the small intestine. The small intestine is We're talking about 22 feet long. It's so long because it has a crucial job. The small intestine is where nutrient absorption happens. You need as much surface area as possible for this job. Okay, so we've established that your digestive system is a complex and impressive feat of engineering. But buckle up, because it's about to get even weirder. Did you know that your gut essentially has its own brain? No, I'm not talking about that feeling you get when you eat too much ice cream and your stomach is like, dude, what are you doing? Although that's kind of related. I'm talking about the enteric nervous system, a vast network of neurons that line your entire digestive tract. It's so complex, it's often referred to as our second brain. And no, it doesn't mean you can think philosophical thoughts in your intestines. This second brain is responsible for regulating everything that goes on in your gut, from controlling muscle contractions to coordinating enzyme secretion. It's like the digestive system's very own air traffic control tower, making sure everything runs smoothly and efficiently. Because nobody wants a digestive system pile-up, am I right? We've talked about the impressive length of the small intestine and the mind-blowing concept of the second brain. But now let's go back to the stomach, the OG of the digestive system. You know that feeling after a particularly ambitious meal, where you're pretty sure you've violated at least one law of physics? Yeah, that's your stomach working its magic. You see, the stomach is like a stretchy, muscular bag that can expand to accommodate an impressive amount of food and liquid. How much are you, ask? Well, hold on to your hats, because we're talking up to 4 liters. That's like trying to fit 4 1-liter bottles of soda into a container the size of your fist. Okay, maybe not that small, but you get the idea. It's impressive. This incredible stretching ability is thanks to rugae, the folds in your stomach lining that allow it to expand like an accordion. So the next time you're feeling the effects of a particularly large meal, just remember to thank your stomach for being such a trooper. Okay, so we've talked about the stomach and the small intestine, where most of the nutrient absorption happens, but let's talk about the real heroes of digestion, the trillions of bacteria living in your gut. Trust me, these little guys are our friends. They're like tiny chefs, helping us break down food. We can't digest fiber, but the bacteria in our gut love it. They produce beneficial byproducts like short-chain fatty acids, which our bodies use for energy. It's a beautiful symbiotic relationship. We provide the food, they do the heavy lifting, and we both benefit. So next time you're feeling grateful for your health, remember to thank your gut bacteria. All right, let's move on to another heavy hitter in the digestive system, the liver. It's the largest internal organ and essential for digestion. The liver produces bile, stored in the gallbladder and released into the small intestine. Bile acts like detergent, breaking down fat globules for enzymes to digest. The liver also metabolizes nutrients and stores vitamins and minerals. It's a multitasking marvel, keeping our bodies running smoothly. So, we've talked about the different organs involved in digestion and their individual roles. But have you ever wondered how long this whole process actually takes? On average, it takes about 6 to 8 hours for food to travel through your stomach and small intestine. That's longer than most people sleep at night. Your digestive system is hard at work breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and propelling everything along. The actual time can vary depending on the type of food, how much you eat, and your metabolism. So next time you're feeling sluggish after a big meal, remember your body is working overtime. So, we've traveled the length of your digestive tract from the first bite to the, well, you know. But before we get to the grand finale, let's talk about the large intestine. It's about 5 feet long, which might seem puny compared to the small intestine's epic journey, but trust me, it's pulling its weight. The large intestine is like the responsible older sibling of the digestive system. While the small intestine is out partying with nutrients, the large intestine is all about cleaning up and keeping things tidy. Its main job? Absorbing water and salts from the leftover material that wasn't fully digested as food. Think of it as the ultimate recycling plant, squeezing out every last drop of hydration before, shall we say, bidding farewell to the waste. This process is what gives your output its solid form. And trust me, you don't want to mess with that delicate balance. Dehydration is no joke, people. Drink your water. Okay, let's talk about something we all experience, stress. That feeling you get before a big test, a job interview, or when you realize you left your phone in the fridge again. We tend to think of stress as this abstract mental thing, but it turns out it has a very real impact on our bodies, especially our digestive systems. Remember the second brain we talked about earlier? The enteric nervous system? Well, it turns out your gut and your brain are constantly chatting, sending signals back and forth. And when your brain freaks out, your gut tends to freak out too. This can manifest in a whole bunch of not-so-fun ways. Stomach aches, diarrhea, constipation, bloating, the list goes on. And for some people, chronic stress can even lead to irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, which is a long-term condition that affects the large intestine. So, what's the takeaway here? Well, for starters, managing stress is important for your overall health, not just your mental well-being. And if you're experiencing digestive issues, it's worth considering whether stress might be playing a role. There's one key player in digestion we haven't given enough love to, the pancreas. This multitasking marvel produces hormones like insulin and enzymes for digestion. Enzymes are tiny proteins that act like molecular scissors, breaking down food. Your pancreas is like the friend who cuts the pizza into slices, making it easier to digest. It produces specific enzymes for proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. The pancreas is the unsung hero of digestion, ensuring you get all the nutrients you need. All right, let's talk about chewing, because apparently some of us missed that memo in kindergarten. I know, life's a rush and who has time to chomp like a cow on pasture, right? But listen, your digestive system isn't a garbage disposal. It doesn't have magical grinding gears to pulverize that bagel you inhaled on the way to work. Chewing jumpstarts the whole digestion process. Think of it as pre-processing for your food, breaking it down into smaller, more manageable bits for your body to handle. The more you chew, the easier it is for your stomach and intestines to do their jobs. Kind of like how pre-chopped veggies make for a way less chaotic stir-fry. Plus, chewing releases enzymes in your saliva that start breaking down carbohydrates. These enzymes are like the opening act for your digestive system's main event, getting the party started early. So, next time you're tempted to wolf down your lunch, remember, patience isn't just a virtue. It's a digestive superpower. And hey, if you're really in a hurry, at least pretend to chew, for appearance's sake. Your gut and your dentist will thank you later. Okay, so you've chewed your food, hopefully, and it's time for a little anatomical road trip. Fasten your seatbelts, folks, because we're heading down the esophagus. This muscular tube, about 10 inches long, might not seem that glamorous, but trust me, it's the ultimate VIP pathway between your mouth and your stomach. Now, you might think of it as just a simple chute, a kind of food luge, but the esophagus is way more dynamic than that. It uses a series of coordinated muscle contractions called peristalsis to propel food downward. Imagine a sort of synchronized squeezing wave, like those audience waves at a sports game, but way more efficient. And get this, the esophagus can even move food against gravity. So, even if you're doing a headstand while enjoying a snack, not recommended by the way, your esophagus will make sure it gets to its destination. It's a one-way street though, folks. Once something goes down the esophagus, there's no turning back. Well, unless you're into the whole vomiting thing, which, let's be honest, no one really enjoys. Ever wonder why you turn into a ravenous monster when you miss a meal, or why you feel like exploding after Thanksgiving dinner? Thank your stomach's communication system, starring ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is your body's feed me now alarm. When your stomach's empty, ghrelin levels rise, sending urgent messages to your brain. Leptin tells you to put down the fork and step away. As you eat, leptin signals fullness and satisfaction. Listen to your body's cues and remember, ghrelin and leptin are just trying to keep you alive. Okay, friends, let's talk fiber. We've all heard about it. Your doctor tells you to eat more of it. Your granola bar box brags about it. But what's the big deal? Well, imagine your digestive system as a superhighway. And fiber? Fiber's the traffic cop. Except instead of directing cars, it's ushering food through your intestines. A high-fiber diet keeps things moving, preventing, shall we say, backups that nobody wants to deal with. Think of it like this. Fiber adds bulk to your output, making it easier to pass. Trust me, you want things flowing smoothly down there. Plus, a high-fiber diet can help regulate blood sugar levels, lower cholesterol, and even reduce the risk of certain diseases. So how do you get more fiber in your life? Easy. Load up on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes. Your gut will thank you, and you'll thank yourself later. It's a win-win situation, really. Ah, the appendix, that little worm-shaped organ hanging out in your abdomen, just existing. For years, it's been considered a useless evolutionary leftover, destined to be removed if it ever caused trouble. But wait, there might be more to the appendix than meets the eye. Recent research suggests that the appendix might actually serve a purpose, acting as a sort of safe house for beneficial gut bacteria. Imagine it as a microbial bomb shelter, protecting those good bacteria during times of digestive turmoil, like, say, a particularly nasty bout of food poisoning. Once the digestive storm has passed, these bacterial heroes emerge from their appendix bunker, ready to repopulate the gut and restore balance. Pretty cool, right? Of course, more research is needed to fully understand the appendix's role, but it's a good reminder that our bodies are complex and constantly surprising us. Who knows what other seemingly useless organs might turn out to have hidden talents? Maybe one day we'll all be throwing appendix appreciation parties. Okay, maybe not, but you have to admit it's a pretty fascinating organ.